In this lecture, we are going to discuss type conversions. Is nothing but a typecast. Type conversions is also known as typecasting, the process of changing data type of a value from one data type to another type is called as type conversion. Suppose there is an int data type variable is there. Suppose int variable is there. We are going to change to float. Float a, either string a, either complex a. So we are going to convert this int variable to another data type is called as type conversion. Python provides the built-in functions and constructors that allows us to perform these conversion easily. Python defaultly having some constructors like int, float, string, bool, and complex, list, tuple, set, and dict. Using these constructor, these methods, suppose int method is using these all the methods either constructed, we can perform type conversion, right? So with the help of int, we are converts a value to an integer, and suppose a float, we are converting to float point number, to string, and to boolean, like to convert the complex type, and a list. So here converts an iterable objects to a list. Iterable objects like a 1, 2, 3, like this one we are going to convert like a list and tuple and set and dict. Here this type conversion can be done in two ways. One is implicit type conversion and second one is explicit type conversion. Implicit type conversion is done automatically. So implicit type conversion when an operation involves different data types. Suppose just you imagine that suppose your variable is 10. When it do some operation a plus 0.5, now a value is going to 0.5. The now a type will be directly changed to 10.5. So a type is now here a is int and here a is float. So automatically this is an implicit type conversion. So type based on the operation, the type will be changed. And when you are going to use these all the methods, we are going to done explicit type conversion. Suppose you are having any string value, so suppose you are having any complex 0.5 your value is there, either 10.5 your value, you want to convert to int, it is a possible. Int 10.5 means this is a float value, we are going to convert to integer, it is a possible. Just very simple, this 0.5 is ignored and it prints to 10 only. The same way we are converting the set of values, different type of values can convert to these all the different type methods. So here we need to discuss this all the types with clearly, right? Suppose to convert other types to integer, other types in the sense like a float, complex number, a bool, and string, right? So we are going to convert these all types to integer type. How it can be possible? With the help of int method, it is a possible. Suppose your float value is float value like a 10.899 and complex value like a 10 plus 30j and a boolean true, and string is like a Srikanth. So how it can be react, you observe the first one, float is allowing int 10.899, it is a implemented, but when you are going to int complex one, it is a type error. When you are doing complex to integer, it is a type error. And when you are trying to do this one, boolean and false, so we are getting like a 1 either 0. Internally this true false will be stores like 1 and 0. And here when you are trying to convert string to int, so here suppose I am trying int of Srikanth, it will be going to error, and here int of 150 is an integer number, it is a print 150, and when you are trying to int of 150.150, it is a value error, we are getting value error. So here what you observe, the text is not possible to convert int, only integer text. This is a integer text to converts to int, and also float points not works. The float points is also not work, and only base 10 values only possible to convert int. So now I am going to execute this all the things. Type conversion. Suppose this is a int method, print of. So what we are getting, like 10 is our answer. And when we are going to execute complex number, 10 plus 899j, suppose you observe 899j, so it would be complex error. It is an error, so it is an error. So cannot, a type error we are getting, cannot convert complex to integer. And also true and false. So internally true and false are going to, so here 1 and 0, it stores like a 1 and 0. True is nothing but a 1 and false is nothing but a 0. And you observe here, when we are doing a string, converting string to integer, right? So suppose in the way here Srikanth I am doing here, Srikanth, then you observe, so it is a type error, value error we are getting, value error. So with base 10 only possible. And again I am trying to do this like 150. Now it is allow, so it is convert. But the same time the float points cannot be done here. So here you observe the value error will be dead here. So here you notice this important, float is not possible to convert, and string, the text is not possible to convert like a int, and integer text is convert to integer. Next we are going to convert. So now I am going to convert here a float to int. So here I am going to convert float. In the place of int we are going to place float, float, float and float. So how it will be generate? So here the same way it will be works, like what happened in int, the same way. Print a float of 10. So by default it is integer, we are going to convert, so 10.0. the same way, and again we are going to convert complex to float. It is also an error, so it is not a possible. Then I am going to convert float to true, so 1.0, and the same way we are going to print false. What is the values of true or false? 0.0, 1.0. So we are getting, and the strings is also not possible to convert. It is not a possible, it is an error, it is an error. And the same way we are going to do 150, it is a possible, so it's converting. And 156.156, suppose I am doing this, it is allowing to convert. So integer is not worse, the previous method of print int 156.156. so now I am going to convert. It is an error, int is an error, but when I am doing with a float it is allowing, so you notice that. The next, now we are going to convert like other types to complex type. So here the complex method argument can pass, we can pass two single argument it allows, and two arguments also it allows. Complex x, so complex x comma y. Here x is the real number and y is imaginary. So now I am going to do this. So complex integer I am passing, so then it responds like a 10 plus 0j, and again I am passing like a 16.5, it is also allowing 16.5 plus 0j. so we are passing only single arguments, and we are passing true, it is allow, and it is a false, it is also allow. Like true in the sense 1 plus 0j, and false in the sense 0j only it prints. and again we are going to pass a integer string. So it is a 20 plus 0j, and a float is also allowing 20.20. It is converts like a 20.20 plus 0j. So this is a single argument. The same way, and two arguments also we pass. So that is a complex two arguments, like a 10 comma 20. We are passing two imaginary and real part, two parts we are passing, means we are getting 10 plus 20j we are getting. The same way, suppose we are passing 10.5 and 20.6 we are passing, we are getting absolute result 20.6j. And when we are passing 10 as a string and 20 as a string, now we are getting a type error here. And real part string allows, but imaginary string not allowed. Imaginary, so when you are single value we are passing, it is allowing, but when you are passing a two argument, that situation it never allows. So if in case you are trying with imaginary, so real number is integer text and 20 normal number, it is also invalid. So we are going to execute this, then we get clarity. Complex types, print complex. So here, so I am passing 10 single variable, I am passing what we are getting 10.8. Suppose is the same way we are passing two arguments, like a 10 comma 20 we are passing, what we are getting 10 and 20j. Suppose same way we are passing some decimal values, so we are getting absolute result, right? Then I am trying to pass here true and false, single argument I am going to pass false. It is also, it allows 1 plus 0j and 0j, right? And the same way I want to pass as a string as a text, suppose 20, and here as 25.56. again you observe we are getting result. But same situation I am going to try here 20 as a string, and 56 is also as a string, and one more, so 56 I am passing. So all, just you imagine these all are errors. So you observe first one, you observe for clarity, it is not allowed, it is an error. Then second one is also, now you observe it is also the string, simple one, real string, either imaginary number, either real string and imaginary as a string, it is not allowed. And here I am going to convert other types to boolean. So convert other types to boolean, like a true, false. All integer values, all integer and float points values are true. So clear, all integers and float points are true. Any number like a 1, 2, 3, 4 and -1, -20, whatever it may be. And if we pass 0 or 0.0, it could be false. It could be false. And any string is true except empty string. Empty string is a false. So now we are going to execute these all the things, right? First I want to convert here. Suppose I am converting this boolean, bool value 10 I am passing, then you observe true, and -10, it is also true. You notice here true. And if in case I am passing float points, and it is also true. Suppose I am passing here some string, it is also true. When I am passing 0, 0, when I am passing 0, then it is a false. and 0.0 even also it is a false. And when we are passing empty string, it is also false. These are the basic conditions. Suppose I am passing some text, any text I am passing text here, so it is true, it is a true, any text it is a true. If in case you are passing no, it is also true. Any text except empty string, this is an empty string, it is a false. So we will discuss in detail when we cover these data types. Thank you so much, have a nice day, bye bye.